Yeah.
Hey yo, man, it's your time. And fuck poverty. Get this money, man. The fuck you gotta do, you know what I'm saying?
I can tell you're mad at me just by
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Phil and Leroy the Judgmental Podcast.
What's up, everybody? This your boy Phil back in here.
So and I'm Leroy. What's going on, Phil?
Ain't nothing much, just chilling.
Well, I had a eventful week. Ladies and gentlemen, it was the Leroy, Judgmental Leroy's colonoscopy. The colonoscopy was on Monday. So last week I had to prepare for it. So the preparation began. Well, the preparation began last week because, you got to watch what you eat and all that stuff. So the preparation really begun after our podcast with Gary Snyder from last week. So do you know anything about preparation for it and all that stuff?
I mean, I know you got to take a prep, and you can't eat nothing for, I think, some hours beforehand and all this stuff.
Yeah. So I had got some Duralex last week. So it would have been a week before it started. The week before last week. So I got some Duralex, and Duralex looks like, just regular cases, like it's like you ingested or whatever. So after I was done a podcast, it was time for me to start, using the bathroom. So I opened up the Duralex, and they were real big, and one side was pointy. And I'm saying to myself, now I know I'm like, I don't have to, I can't adjust these big ass pills like this. So something said, look at the box and see what it say. The damn thing said for rectum on it. So I had to stick those. I had to stick all four of them up my damn rectum. Well, as soon as I did it, I had went to the bathroom just like that. So the Miralax wasn't bad. The Miralax is like a powdery form, and you have to mix it in some Gatorade. So you have to drink that every 15 minutes? Like once every 15 minutes. You have to drink like half of it the day before, and half of it on the day of the would you call it operation or surgery? I guess
procedure.
You would say, yeah, okay, procedure. So I didn't really use the bathroom that much on Sunday, but Monday I used the bathroom damn all the time. And it's not really using the bathroom. It's more like it's more like yellowish, like the stuff that you drink is like coming out of you, like to clean your system and everything.
Clearing out that colon.
Right. So when I got there and everything, of course, I got that. You sure don't look like you belong in here. Are you sure that you're 45? I got a whole bunch of that. The procedure, I don't know how long the procedure took, but it couldn't have been no more than about 15, maybe 20 minutes. It took the longest time me waiting to get get inside for the procedure. So they gave me that I'm gonna say us because it was a whole lot of people in there waiting. They gave us Propofol. Now Propofol is the medication that Michael Jackson had overdosed on, and I can see why he used it, because you only use a little bit of it. I was out like a light. The nurse said, well, look, or the anesthesiologist, I don't know who. Would the anesthesiologist be the one that's in charge of that injection, or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So the anesthesiologist said, well, I'm about to give you some medication now. You're going to feel a taste in. Some people feel a taste in their mouth, and some people feel ringing in their ears. And soon as she injected it, I felt the taste in my mouth and the ringing in the ears all at once. And I had said something to her. I said, yeah, I got both. I got the taste in my mouth and the ringing in my ears. After that, all I remember is waking up in the recovery room. That shit is like magic. And I'm saying to myself, no wonder why Michael Jackson was using this stuff to sleep. Because I was out like a light.
That should knock you on your ass.
Yep, and she only used a little bit of it. So everything was clear. Everything was clear and everything with the with my colon. So thank you for everybody at the hospital who did the procedure and everything and all that stuff. So everybody, ladies and
What was your
gentlemen,
doctor? What was your doctor's name?
Dr. Helen Lee.
Okay.
Uh, and everybody, if you can, get your colon checked because that's very important. And your next, Philip, you'll have your story next time, right?
Probably not.
Or you can just shit in the box and have the and mail a shit like they do in a commercial. Go for it. It's important. That's
Oh
go.
man, I remember when patients used to come in. Patients used to come in with their little stool cards, and it's like they smear a little bit of like poop on a card, and then they bring it to you, and then you have to read it. Oh man, I used to hate that shit. I mean, it was dry and you didn't smell it, but just knowing that it's poop, you know what I mean?
Right. And then the person that gives you the IVs are they're nurses. They're nurses, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So the nurse has said that well, you know, they ask you about did you prep because if you don't follow the prep directions, they'll send your ass right home.
Sure
Cause
will.
and I seen well the guy that was ahead of me. I was told that they sent him home. I didn't know because he was in there and he still had to use the bathroom, and I thought that was strange. I'm like, why you still have to use the bathroom and you inside the in here the procedure? And they said that they had to send him home, and another guy he had showed up, and they were asking him questions, and that, like, did you start the procedure and everything like that? And he was like, no, and they just like, well, look, you had to reschedule it for another time and they sent him right home and ain't no well we'll just do it anyway and none of that shit. I'm
Oh yeah.
assuming that so okay, so if you don't do the procedure, would it be a whole lot of stool in there that they have to go
There's a,
through or
yeah, there's a whole bunch of shit that's all on the camera and shit.
oh
And
okay.
like I seen like videos of it, you know what I mean, of patients, and it's like, yeah, they didn't get cleaned out. And a lot of times the doctors, if they realize it, they'll just stop, you know what I mean? Or if they didn't start it and they know that you ain't cleaned out, they won't even do it.
Yep. And so the nurse was telling me that it's people that they so backed up they have to do the procedure twice. They have to do the
Mm.
preparation twice. And I'm like, do the preparation twice? He's like, yeah. And she was like, sometimes they'll do the preparation and never use the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, damn, what type of shit that you got up in there that you can't use the bathroom after all that stuff that you done took and you're not using the bathroom?
I don't know. I got these pills. They're supposed to be like weight loss colon cleanse, and they're supposed to be healthy. And it's like a 14-day cleanse. Man, I took them pills for like 1 day, and I was like, oh hell no, I can't take no more of these.
So
I was running to the.
you supposed to take them every day for 14 days?
It's like a 14-day cleanse. I think you take like 2 pills a day or something like that.
Okay, now how
And
are you supposed to work?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I did it on the weekend. And that 1 day that I did it, I ran to the bathroom so much. I was like, oh my God, ain't nothing else in me. You know what I mean? And I'm still going to the bathroom.
Right.
But I guess that's how they clean your colon. They get all that fucking mush and shit that's stuck to the walls of it out.
Right. So yeah, Philip will have his story next time. I don't know when, but it'll be next time, right?
Shit, it'd be a long time from now.
So we gonna start. Now they always say that black men don't care about children. So we have a story here in Cleveland about these brothers who saved the kid from being hit by their truck. Here's the report.
Call. New video you'll see on just one station. Two brothers say they were driving when a mom nearly threw her toddler in front of their truck.
Kelly Kennedy joining us live. And Kelly, you spoke to the brothers. Interested to hear what they have to say. But first off, is the boy okay?
Yeah, Tiffany and Chris, and that's the most important thing, right? I'm told that this child was okay. He wasn't hurt. He's now safe with his grandmother. These two brothers tell me they're just grateful they were in the right place at the right time and that they were paying attention.
Thank God that it was happy ending instead of a sad ending. You know, ain't no teddy bears right here, no flowers. It's cool. You know, little boy with his grandmother.
Cleveland brothers Lavelle Penson and Anthony Brown were working on Wednesday in their beer delivery truck.
Coming down this way, we're coming south, and she was in the middle of the street.
They were driving down Quincy Avenue near East 55th Street when they saw them.
As we driving down, we see like a lady almost like at an angle position herself, like she was about to throw the little boy in front of the truck.
So Penson stopped the truck and Brown jumped out. That's when Penson started recording this video.
She began to like wrestle with him, choke him, whatever. And I'm like tussling with him. I managed to get him away from him. And, you know, talk to him, hey, it's gonna be all right. He crying. I'm like, listen, bro, you're gonna be all right. I got you.
Brown says he then took the child to a security guard at Alfred A. Benish School on the corner before police arrived. CMHA police acknowledged the incident happened, but they have not sent us any additional information.
It's shocking, man. It would have.
So nobody's going to say anything about the grandmom's mental situation, that she was about to throw a
I was
kid
thinking
out,
the same thing.
hit a damn truck, a bus truck, a beer truck. I'm sorry.
Messed my life up, you know, if I would have took that little boy's life.
How great.
Like you said, like she ain't think about the guys about to run over a damn kid and shit. What the hell would they would have to go through?
Are you that you were there, that you were able to intervene and stop this before the kid got hurt?
God put me there. I ain't did nothing special. I'm just happy that he put me there and I acted on it. I would want somebody to do the same for my daughter if something like that was going on.
And these brothers tell me the little boy's grandmother actually reached out to them. She wants to meet with them and thank them, and so does that little boy. They tell me they're just grateful that they were.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was the mom. The grandmom is the one that wanted to meet. I'm sorry. Wanted to meet. I'm sorry.
Able to help and do the right thing. For now, reporting live in Cleveland, Kelly Kennedy, 19 News.
Well, shout out to the brothers from Cleveland. And we don't care about kids and all that shit. So that goes to show you that we do. So we got Philip had subbed this one. We got in Florida Lauderdale. It's our Florida story of the day. Footage shows a fight between a hotel employee and a guest. Here's the video. Oh, here's the report. I'm sorry.
Back end of a hotel brawl from the police perspective. 7D Elitza Bezios live at that hotel in Fort Lauderdale with more. Elitza.
Ethan, this noon, what's really interesting about this new video, the body camera video, it's really filling in the gaps. So what we saw on Monday was surveillance video from inside the hotel that showed the actual fight, the actual brawl going down. But because police now have released the body camera video, we are seeing what happened before and what happened after the fight.
An all-out brawl at a hotel in Fort Lauderdale between a guest and a clerk. The guest seen charging at Raymond Rashal, who was behind the desk. Rashal would end up going to jail. The other guy, who police say is 37-year-old Jason Robb, he'd get a ride to a friend's house. Now newly released body camera video shows the before and after of what happened back on January 19th. First, Fort Lauderdale police respond. Robb's refusing to leave the property. Video shows Rashal, the hotel employee, isn't exactly cooperating either.
Tell him to leave. Tell him to leave. Just relax, tell him to leave. Tell him to leave. I just told him to leave. He don't have no.
Can you shut up?
No.
You're the only one yelling, bro.
These officers dealing with two adults behaving badly.
You're that guy. Have a good day. You're that guy.
Come on, man. You gotta go. You gotta go.
Nah. Hey. Goodbye.
Police.
Yeah, the brother was an asshole. Also, the guest was wrong too, but I can see why they locked him up.
Try to calm the clerk. Rob,
they shouldn't have locked him up.
Well, they'll get into all that, but
say is drunk, will not leave.
Well, the guy's an asshole. If you would have shut the fuck up and conduct yourself like a damn person that's at their job, you wouldn't have been in the cop car. Like, shut the fuck up. There's no reason for you to act like a lawyer or judge in the street. Let the cops handle it. And if you don't think they handle it the right way, then you can go to the police station and press the issue. And then you got the video. So everything is already on your side anyway. So why are you hooting and hollering for?
Dude, you gotta go. Stop coming back in. You have to leave. Enough.
Finally, he agrees to. Police also leave, but Rob then makes his return. Security cameras catching Rob charging the clerk, but he's no match. It's a quick fight. Another guest tries to break up that fight and calls police. Police are back, but Rashal, the hotel clerk, again appears is less than cooperative.
Back up! Back up!
He was arrested for resisting. Rob, now with a bloody nose, has nowhere to go. Cops give him a ride, and that's when he explains none of this, of course, was his fault.
And I didn't look at the video. You guys obviously seen it, but I'm pretty sure I didn't cross that black line.
And of course, we now know he did. The clerk's charges have since been dropped.
And one more thing to note here, Fort Lauderdale police, they have opened an internal investigation to look into how the arrest and how the response was handled by those officers. For now, we are live in Fort Lauderdale. Elita Bezio, 7 News.
Yeah, stop acting like an asshole and let the cops do their job.
Right. So he was acting like an asshole the first time, and the cops left. They was going to lock him up. They should have locked both of them up then. But when the cop came back, it's not when he was acting like an asshole.
Yes, he was. That's just what they said. That's what they said. He was acting belligerent, and they just showed the video.
That's because when the cop came back, he had to do on the ground, pounding his ass, beating him up. So that's when the cops came in and started acting crazy, and that's when they locked him up. When the guy was acting crazy, that was the first time he came. Yes.
No, what you just said, the guy was holding him down on the ground. He got up, he's in the cop's face, and the cop is like pushing him away, constantly pushing him away, like 3 and 4 times, pushing him away. That's why they locked him up, because he was acting like an ass.
First off, it was a bullshit charge because they said resisting. How you getting locked up for resisting when you ain't got no original charge to be resisting about? You can't just say, I'm locking them up for resisting arrest. It has to be something that led to resisting. You in trouble for blankety blank, and on top of that, you resisted arrest. You know what I mean? You can't just arrest somebody when they refuse, say, resisting. It don't work that way. And then the cop said the guy pushed him. The guy never pushed the cop. The cop pushed the guy.
Well, the thing is, stop acting like an asshole and conduct yourself like you at work. You are an old man. You are an older man. You're not like some little kid on the street. You're an older man. What is it? It's this Black Lives Matter shit. Is this Black Lives Matter being fucking woke that you want to sit around and talk shit like that to a cop? You don't have to. You all in. Why am I talking shit to a cop and I'm 100% in the right? That don't make no sense to me.
Well, we don't know what the cop was saying to him.
The cop ain't say nothing. Nothing.
Yes,
Was conducting himself like a policeman.
No, he did. No, he
conducting himself like a policeman.
You're right. And
that's exactly conducting himself.
He was pushing him. Why was he pushing him? So he had to be saying
he was trying to get the guy off of him. He was trying to get the guy off of him, and the guy kept mouthing off.
The guy was drunk. The cop should have just took the drunk guy away, and that should have been it.
Well, it was nothing they can do the first time. He didn't do anything wrong, so they just had to tell him to leave, and he left. But he came back. Ain't really nothing they can do.
So when he came back,
can't lock nobody up for. He wasn't like
Here you go with the can't lock somebody up, but they just locked him up for damn arrest.
No. I'm talking about the first time. No. He was an asshole. He was an asshole. In terms of him being locked up,
first time
that's just cop. That's just the cop being.
The second time the cop was fucking with him.
No, because the guy was on him and the guy was in his face and the cop was pushing him away. Now, in terms of him being locked up, I disagree with that. But my point is, stop acting like a fucking asshole and shut your mouth.
I agree.
That's my point.
But the cop shouldn't have came in there the way he came in the second time. The cop, they already know like it was a situation. So when the guy was on top of him, the cop should have just said, we got it from here, took him and locked him up. But they didn't. The cop was in his face. The cop was pushing him. So he was mouthing off back at the cop.
So
then the cop arrested him for resisting when that's a bullshit charge and you don't have a first charge to put it on.
Well, all in all, is the brother going to lose his job? Yes or no?
I thought he already did.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I can see that because, like I said, he wasn't conducting himself as like a businessman. He was conducting himself like a pure ass.
The thing is, no, because a lot of these jobs, even if you don't act like an asshole, if you beat somebody up while you're at work, they're going to fire you. Simple as that. Most of these jobs do it anyway. And see, once the guy come behind the counter, and I say that for like McDonald's or any place of business, once somebody come behind the counter you got the green light to beat their ass.
Mm-hmm.
And he came behind the counter. He got his ass beat. He shouldn't have got fired, but whatever, because they fire you for dumb shit anyway.
And who's they?
The bosses, the people in power.
And who's the people in power?
Whoever it is.
Here we go. Here we go. At our Street Entrepreneur series, we got this beautiful 42-year-old Jamie Prefon got $40 million worth of electronics from the Ivy League school, Yale University. I might have to read this because a former Yale University employee admitted to pilfering more than $40 million worth of electronics from the Ivy League school and using the proceeds for her scheme to fund a lavish lifestyle, including luxury cars, ritzy real estate, and travel. Jamie Prefon, 42-year-old former director of finance administration at Yale Med School's Department of Emergency Medicine, pleaded guilty to federal charges of wire fraud and filing a false tax return. In total, Prefron's scheme cost Yale about $40.5 million. As part of her guilty plea, the ex-administrator forfeited more than $560,000 and turned over a fleet of high-end cars, including 2 Mercedes-Benzes, 2 Cadillac Escalades, a Range Rover, and a Dodge Charger. So she's Latino because she got Cadillacs.
What that mean?
Oh, white people don't mess around with no damn Cadillacs anymore. That's funny because I seen two white women driving in the Cadillac. I said, "Oh shit, I didn't know they was in the Cadillacs." I always thought Cadillacs was a black and Latino thing. Now it's more. Now it's more in the foreign cars now that the brothers like. So she got 2 Cadillac Escalades. So she's a Latino. Prefon had agreed to sell 3 properties in Connecticut as restitution. A 4th property she owns in Georgia also could be seized and sold. The Fed said Prefon, whose role authorized her to make equipment purchases for her department as long as the total value was below $10,000, either bought or directed employees to buy tech hardware using the school money. Boy, she must have been a very nice person. They must have really loved her at their job.
How do you let somebody steal $40 million and get away with it? Like, after the first couple situations came up, they should have been on top of it.
They gonna get it in that in the article. Prefon would use her position to claim that Yale's med schools required the equipment, such as iPad and Microsoft Surface tablets, to help perform medical studies and other needs. Prefon road authorized her. Oh, I'm sorry. Later, the goods were shipped to an unnamed out-of-state business, which sold the equipment for cash and wired the proceeds to an account controlled by Misfits Entertainment, which Prefon was listed as principal. Yale first questioned Prefon about the suspicious transactions in 2020 and later received an anonymous tip about the high volume of equipment orders triggering an internal investigation. Somebody at work told on her. Like, damn, I keep looking and I'm seeing like 50 iPads and ain't no 50 iPads in here. Prefon told FBI investigators last August that she conducted the scheme for several years, possibly as many as 10 years, and noted that approximately 90% of her computer-related purchases were fraudulent, according to the affidavit viewed by the Hartford Courant. So she's snitching, ladies and gentlemen. This goes back to what Phil and I talked about, not last episode, but the episode before last, about having women involved in shit like this. Soon as they get in front of them people, they gonna start telling everything they know. And this wasn't just one person. You know, it was more than her doing this shit. Because
of course, she got a brother as a husband.
Yeah,
he probably was in on it too, because I see the gear that he wearing and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Louis Vuitton and all these type of shit.
Yep. Yale initially alerted to authorities to evidence of suspicious criminal behavior last year and fully cooperated through the investigation, a Yale spokesperson told the outlet regarding the case. The Yale University thanks local law enforcement, the FBI, and a U.S. Attorney General's office for their handling of the case. Since the incident, Yale has worked to identify and correct gaps in financial control. So she done fucked it up for everybody.
Yep. And the thing is, they never know when to quit. Like she bought a fleet of vehicles. Why you need a fleet of vehicles? A G-Wagon, a Mercedes-Benz, like all these fancy high luxury cars, Louis Vuittons, and then they post all this shit online, bragging about what they doing.
And why you need 3 houses like that?
Now she ain't got no houses. So
Yep.
hey.
Federal officials said Patron never paid taxes on the money she received in exchange for the stolen equipment. See, that was fucked her up more than stealing at the job. Is she wasn't paying them damn taxes. She filed several fraudulent returns claiming the cost of the stolen equipment as a business expense and didn't file federal tax returns at all from 2017 to 2020. Patron was released on $1 million bond prior to her sentencing, which is scheduled for June. So, well, at least she had $1 million to give up. She got
more than that from her ass.
Oh, yeah. And she's going to be owing Yale. And she's going to be owing the government for not paying taxes also. So Miss Patron is all fucked up.
That's all right. She lived a fantasy life for a little while. I'm telling you, they let these people steal and they keep racking it up, letting them say, all right, we almost there. All right, she had 40 million, let's get her.
Yep. And also the Yale thing too. The Yale knew something was up when somebody had to look at all those receipts. The finance had to look at all the shit she was buying, and they said, "Well, look, we'll just let her keep going and going until it's enough." And like you just pretty much just said, same thing like the government. So you just got in trouble for not paying taxes since 2017. Like they already knew you weren't paying taxes.
Like that shit build up, and then they come for your ass.
Yep. And then there ain't really nothing you can say or do because they already got you.
Yep.
You're going to have to either plea a deal, snitch, or if you fight it in court, you probably going to get like 20-something years in jail anyway. All right, we're going to go to Detroit where we got a man pees in the gas station floor after his credit card was declined. Here's the report.
Starts peeing on all the...
Oh my goodness, that is so ignorant.
Isn't that crazy?
Crazy, ignorant, stupid.
Oh, the things you'll see working the late shift as a gas station clerk.
And he just sitting there just chilling, like pissing on the floor.
Favorite gas station. I don't pee in there though.
The mayhem after a dispute over a declined debit card at this Amoco station on Detroit's east side.
We're gonna do the Macarena. Yeah.
The customer in the colorful hoodie decided to leave his mark, literally using a snack rack as a urinal.
Here they go.
His buddy cheers him on as the man stares into the cell phone camera of the clerk, asking,
"We on green light?"
To answer his question, yup, he is on green light cameras monitored by Detroit police.
If he thinks this is a joke, well, we'll be seeing him pretty soon.
But wait, now the crew helps themselves to some free snacks, even the soiled ones on the ground.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he grabbed the snacks that he done pissed on the ground.
You didn't send me this one.
No, It was on World Star. I forgot. Yeah, he pissed the ones he pissed, the snacks he pissed on, he picks them up and put them in his hand.
Found.
It's in the bathroom. Don't on my chips. Now I can't buy chips for 2 weeks.
Y'all should be very ashamed of yourself. I wouldn't even come outside, show my face.
It wasn't just his face he showed on the way out before finally leaving, pants down again, this time a full moon for the clerk.
They let you slide with 5 cents, 10 cents, you know what I mean?
We don't deserve this.
No.
A police report has been filed, and even worse, this video, it's everywhere.
You wanted to be famous? Now you're famous.
Detroit police tell me they have identified the guy you saw in the video relieving himself. They're asking that he turn himself in. Even if he doesn't, they'll find him. Reporting downtown Detroit, Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
Detroit seems like a hard place. I think I say this all the time. The damn, the women are hard, the men are hard, and the damn reporters are hard. My man said he can't go in there for 2 weeks because, man, you know good well them chips, they all he did is wipe them off and put them back on the rack. You think they ain't throw them damn chips away. Goddamn Detroit. So, Philip, a question. What the fuck is wrong with the New Orleans Saints? The Philadelphia Eagles, New Orleans Saints take up the first round of the 2022 NFL Draft with a multi-pick trade. In the trade, the Saints received two 2002 first-round picks. That's number 16 and number 19. And a 2022 sixth-round pick, 149, while the Eagles received a 2022 first-round pick, number 18, a 2023 first-round pick, a 2024 second-round pick, plus a 2022 third-round pick, 101, and seven-round selections, number 237. What the fuck was New Orleans Saints thinking about giving next year's first-round draft pick? That team is like up in the air.
Well, first off, I want you to give Howie his props because you always digging on Howie. And that was actually a good trade. And on top of that, out of all the teams in the league, we're like 6th in the league with the most money to spend on free agents. So give Howie his props.
No. I'll give him his props and see what they do with those
All
picks.
right, so since you don't want to give him his props right now for the simple fact that we just talked about, that shows you right there that you got a bias and a hate against him.
No,
You know if a team is in the top 6 out of all the teams in the league, top 6 or top 10, and all the teams in the league with spending money, and you a playoff team with young players, and you got 2 first-round draft picks, and you just made a trade to get another first round in the second round next year, give him his props.
No.
So you only want to talk highly about the negative shit for him, but whenever you do something good, you never talk about it.
That's the Jalen Hurts. If you fuck up, that's our quarterback.
Right. Okay. That's not a bad move. That's actually a good move because there's some good quarterbacks coming out next year. So if Jalen,
go ahead, finish. No, go ahead.
So if Jalen stink up the joint, then you got a first round pick to use to get a quarterback, and you got chips if you need to move up from that position.
A new coach, their quarterback position is up in the air. Even though I like Jameis, but he turns over the ball too much for me. But I do like he does have an arm. But again, he turns over the ball too much. That team could be in trouble next year, and this pick could be a damn top 5, top 10 pick next year.
Oh, they gonna stink up the joint. You watch. Excuse me. I was on a message board on what is it, like sports? The sports app. I forget what it's called. But Score. And I was reading the message board after the trade, and all of these Saints fans was so pissed off, and they felt they got fleeced. They just don't know what's going on, and I was just cracking up laughing reading that shit.
So let's see what you do with those picks, Howie. Speaking of the Eagles, our boy, we need to have our boy Jimmy Kempsky on a podcast because we mention him often. He did a mock round, his 5th version of the mock round draft pick. I'm only going to go. I'll go for just 3 rounds, the 3-round picks. So we have the Eagles' first round draft pick will be. Oh, I'm sorry. You say yes or no on the pick. For the first round, the Eagles pick Garrett Wilson, wide receiver from Ohio State, 6 feet, 183 pounds. What's your thoughts?
No.
Why?
Our offense is not the major problem. It's the defense. I want to get the top safety or linebacker that's out there, or cornerback, something that's going to help us on defense, not another receiver. We drafted receivers like the last 3 years in the first round or something crazy.
Yeah.
Let's go get a defensive player.
So Jimmy did this before the Eagles made that trade. So they only have they have only 1 first round draft pick this year, or is it 2?
One.
Okay, so he did it where there's 2 first round draft picks. So I'm going to read the other pick that he said that he also said because he has it as 2 first round draft picks. So I don't think that since they only have 1 first round draft pick, I don't think that they're going to pick that wide receiver. I think they'll go with this guy. For the second first round pick, he said that the Eagles will pick Nakobe Dean, linebacker from Georgia, 5'11", 229 pounds. What's your thoughts on that?
I'll take him.
I think that's who they're going to pick instead. Because we don't
What
need
was
no
his
wide
weight?
receiver. 229 pounds.
You want your linebacker a little bit heavier than that, but he'll put some muscle and weight on once he get to the pros and get this other players around him, strengthening coaches and all that stuff. So he'll put on the weight, but he's fast and he can tackle. So that's what you want.
Yes, Jimmy Kemsky also said that he's undersized, and while he did not work out at the combine or Georgia's pro day, he's explosive on tape. Dean can cover running backs out of the backfield and blitz in the passing game. In the run, he can either slither through blocks and make tough tackles in the box or pursuit outside of tackles. It's pretty much what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I would take him with our first round pick and not a receiver. I'll be cool with that.
Second round, the Eagles select Prefon Winfrey, defensive tackle from Oklahoma, 6'4", 290 pounds.
I would prefer a cornerback or a safety because that's kind of like where we're weak at. I think our line is pretty good, even though Fletcher's on his last year. We got some young guys on the line. I think our line is okay. It's not no immediate rush to like build on that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get that defense in the secondary stacked up.
Okay, and the third round, I'm only going to 3. The third round, they pick Sam Williams, edge rusher, Ole Miss, 6'4", 261 pounds. What's your thoughts?
See, they're still doing the same thing we always do. We always building our defensive line. Like, when is enough? Let's address the cornerback, safety, and linebacker positions, not the defensive tackle and the defensive end.
Okay, one more third round pick. Martin Emerson, cornerback from Mississippi State, 6'2", 201 pounds.
That sounds like a good pick. I mean, the third round is like iffy. You know what I mean? You get hit or miss in the third round real easy. But the first 2 rounds, you should be drafting starters and you should be doing your research so that you get good players. And I ain't saying they got to come right in the league their first year and kick ass. But at least like after 2-3 years, you should see some promise in these guys.
Right. So there's a lot of people that I talk to that's turning their back on our Sixers. I'm every time I hear them talk, I always start laughing. I'm like, what the fuck did you think was going to happen?
Well, and I was the same way because I was talking to Mike. I was talking to the doctors when we got Harden. I said, we know what Harden is going to do. Yeah, we can score a little bit more, but if he's off, we ain't doing nothing. I'd rather have a defensive player than a scoring player.
A co-worker said that they shouldn't sign him. And I said to him, well, it looks like to me you don't have no choice because then it's going to come out, well, damn, we didn't gave up everything for him. We gave up Ben for him, and we don't have nothing to show for it.
You gave up 3 good players and draft pick. Like,
right.
Come on now.
So you had no choice but to sign him.
And when I told everybody that was a bad trade because we gave up too much for him just for a part-time, and then he's fucking bouncing at the end of the year probably. And he's like, no, you can win now with Harden. I'm like, okay, we can win now. Yeah, okay. Where has Harden ever won that? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He fucking he'll bounce on teams quicker than any player I've ever seen.
So they'll for the first round they'll either play Chicago or Toronto. If they play in Toronto, they're in trouble. Chicago they can beat because Chicago.
See, I heard we was playing Toronto. I heard we was gonna play Toronto in the first round.
Okay, so it must have changed.
A lot of the stuff on TV was saying that we'll be playing Toronto in the second round.
Oh, okay.
I mean, first round. I'm sorry.
Okay, so yeah, they in trouble then. They playing Toronto. They in trouble. They can beat Toronto now, but it's going for them to go far in these playoffs. Embiid and Harden have to play like monster games. Mm-hmm. They have to play monster games.
I said the same thing. I said everybody fussed about last season. I said now they saying Harden or bust because we supposed to be like the favorites to come out of the East. I was like bullshit when the trade happened, and now what I said is coming to life. You know what I mean? Because it's some bullshit if you think the Sixers coming out of the East. So even if we make it past the first round, we're probably going to see like Milwaukee in the second round.
Right?
They're gonna fucking trash us.
Yep. So before we go on our TV and movie talk, I want to give a shout out to Chris Harris from Just a Kid from Rialto Podcast. He left us a voice message. Here we go.
Hey, what's going on? Listen to you guys' podcast. I really enjoyed it. I want to say thank you for taking the time to listen to mine. I appreciate it. I like what you guys got going on the pod. If you ever need a guest, I'm definitely down. I like you guys' back and forth. I like how you guys rock. Again, I appreciate you listening to me. I like y'all's too.
All right, shout out to him for leaving us a voice message. Again, the voice messages is on Anchor. Anchor, you can go to our page and leave a voice message, but you have to register to it. Other than that, if you want to ask us a question and everything, it's best to use Twitter. We'll give out all our information at the end of the show. And I forgot all about this, but Judgmental Leroy was on a podcast. He had his voice message on a podcast. The podcast is the Pop Culture Podcast. The episode is episode 110. The Boys Presents Diabolical Batman Year One and more. Now on episode 108, he did a podcast on recasting the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he was naming people that should play the characters, whatever. So I had listened to it, and I had gave him 2 of mine. And here we go. This is like 4 minutes long, so you'll hear it.
Movie news. I got a message on Anchor, which is the platform I record my podcast on, and here it is.
How you doing? This is Leroy from the Film Leroy the Judgmental Podcast, and I took a listen to your latest episode, recasting them. Listen to that professionalism. Marvel Cinematic Universe. Off top of the head, I would choose Abdul Mateen. I think that's his last name. I don't know his first name. Black Manta. I would pick him as Black Panther. And for Cable, I will pick Chance Kelly. Chance Kelly is like a character actor. Last thing I heard, he was in Banshee. He's in a whole bunch of other stuff too. I will pick him as playing Cable. Yeah, those two. Just off the top, I can only think of those two. But I'm a fan of your show. I take a listen to it all the time, every time you post it. And take a listen to our show. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you to Leroy from the Judgmentals.
Well, he does like movie reviews and all that stuff. So I always like listen to it. TV shows, like comic book shit most of the time.
Podcast. Go check them out on Instagram. It is at _judgmentals.
And that's 2 underscores, by the way. The underscores judgmental is already taken.
Good casting choices there. I also casted Yahya Abdul-Mateen II as my Black Panther. He's one of my favorite actors right now. He was great in the HBO Watchmen series. He was also great in Candyman, and then as Black Manta in Aquaman. Really fantastic actor, on the rise. Love everything I've seen him in. So yeah, great choice there. I could definitely see him as Black Panther. I don't think the MCU is going to go down the route of recasting the character at this point. That's pretty much what I've heard. But if they did, I would hope that they'd choose him. For your Cable, I didn't cast the Cable because he's technically not in the MCU. No.
Well, technically he is, because he was in the last Deadpool, and that was a Fox. That would have been a Fox category. Since Disney bought all the Fox characters, that makes him a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I see his point, though.
I was just kind of sticking to those characters, but I like your choice here, Chance Kelly, who is actually in a lot more than I thought. Well, a lot more that I know than I thought. Most recently, he was an American Underdog with Zachary Levi. He played Mike Martz, one of the coaches, I believe, of the Rams. That movie was really good, and he was really good in that as well. He was also...
Did you see that Underdog movie?
What Underdog movie?
It was a chick talked about it. It was based on what was the Rams quarterback that was bagging groceries that you always say?
Oh yeah. No, I haven't seen it. I keep forgetting about that. I gotta check it out. Send me a text later so I can put it in my queue, because I ain't gonna remember.
Well, I forgot it too until I just started listening to this. I said, "Oh shit, I forgot all about that movie."
Also in America.
Well, I'm so behind on movies anyway, so.
American Sniper from 2014. What character did he play there? I really love that movie. It's been a while since I've watched it because it's very, very heavy. But let me see. He played Lieutenant Colonel Jones, right? Lieutenant Colonel. Is that even accurate? is that a real? I don't know
Yes.
why, but that sounds weird to me.
Why you say yes?
Because he's questioning himself, thinking this maybe it's not a real thing, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
I hear lieutenant and I hear colonel, but I don't usually hear lieutenant colonel.
So you're saying it could be a lieutenant colonel? That's a such thing.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know that was a thing, but you learn something new every day. He was also in 2000's Unbreakable, which I have not seen. The 2014 live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I have watched, but don't remember any of it. And then from 2006, The Departed, which I've only seen once and don't remember much of. American Gangster from 2007. He's been in a lot of really good stuff. And he has the look for Cable. You know, if he beefed up a little bit and got a little scruffy with his facial hair or something. Well, does Cable usually have facial hair? I don't know. I can't remember. I don't think Josh Brolin did in Deadpool 2, but I don't know. If he got in shape, I could see it. Thank you for the message there. I really appreciate it. If you want to message me, like anybody out there want to message me with any questions or comments relating to movies, TV shows, or pop culture, go to anchor.fm/popculturepod, and maybe you'll be featured in an episode, and I'll respond to your message. So yeah, thank you once again to Leroy from the Judgmentals podcast. Go check them out on Instagram, _Judgmentals. Now on to the movie /
All right, so yeah, that was the pop culture podcast. So shout out to him. This was like a month ago. I forgot all about it. So shout out to him. Now let's get into some movie TV talk. Did you watch Power, Philip?
Yes, I watched it earlier.
And what's your thoughts?
I think it was a dumbass episode.
Yes. First of all, about how the father Flynn, all of a sudden said that Tommy was involved in shooting. That didn't make any sense because he tried to tell him to get away, and he had a whole bunch of. He could have shot him when he was in the house talking to him.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, he saved Tommy and Tommy saved him, and they're working together. And the same with the sisters. She's working with Tommy. So why would you think Tommy tried to take them out? You know what I mean?
Right.
And the dad, you know, your dad went out and took all them serves out like that, like he was fucking. What's the boy name that Denzel played?
The Equalizer.
Ran old guy about cancer, about to die, but he went in there like the Equalizer, lit everybody ass up. You don't think they're gonna fight back? So how can you just easily spin that and say Tommy did it? When Tommy gave you the car to get away, you didn't take his car, you didn't take his advice. You know what I mean? It don't make no sense.
Exactly. And I thought that was stupid also with it was a whole lot of stupid shit in this episode.
It was a lot of stupid shit.
With when the first of all, if I'm the young man, I would not be all of a sudden the dude fucking he did an absolute complete turn on you and took the deal away from you. Now y'all gonna get back to each other and do another deal again?
You talking about the young boy he worked with?
Yes.
What, like, yeah, you like my brother to me, and he shook his hand.
Yes.
So he turned on you. He sucker punched you in the back of your head. You know what I mean? Played the shit out of you, and then you're supposed to take him back. That's crazy to me.
Right. And then Freddie Gibbs, I forget what his name is on the show. Then Freddie Gibbs was like talking shit to him, like they was about to kill him without even talking to him. Like, well, what you here for? What you want?
I said, well, the young boys walked up. They don't got no guns. Y'all like 8 deep. So why you got your gun out? If anything, your boy will have a gun out. You don't need your gun out. They ain't got no guns out. They came to talk to you. So why is he getting all paranoid and shit?
Now, how did the young man get the dahlia? And he's only handling money.
Right. I said the same thing. Well, where do you get a brick of dahlia from? Unless that's some fake shit.
Right. Now, see, I'm thinking that maybe it was some in the safe, but all I seen was money.
Yeah. Well, why would it be in the safe though? Because they're making it at the factory, and I think they like shipping it off as soon as they make it. I wouldn't think they storing it.
Right.
So that was stupid that he had that. Like you said, he working in the fucking with the money and counting money. He had nothing to do with that. So how did he get that?
Right. And then the dialogue between Tommy and the nephew when he finally told him that I'm your uncle. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what the hell kind of shit is this? And why is my man pulling his gun out for?
Yeah, that was stupid.
And
Then
go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say another big stupid part was the brother in the basement of the barbershop talking shit.
Yeah.
Your brother work here. You know your brother's gonna be here. You don't listen to the door open up. You don't hear footsteps upstairs. The basement door open and you just talking mad shit. I thought that was stupid.
They could have easily went outside and walked down the street and said
They
that.
could have sat in the car somewhere and had that conversation.
Right.
Not in your brother's shop.
Right. And the daughter, I forget the daughter's name. Now I guess she wants to kill. Well, I guess what was she gonna go up there and do? Shoot the Serbs inside the shop
I don't know. That was stupid too. Like you said, what is she going there for?
with tight leather pants? First of all, she's in her car. She's in her own personal vehicle. She got on tight leather pants. She got on high heel shoes, tight shirt, and a nice little jacket. She was about to go up there and shoot all the men up in their headquarters.
Yeah. It was a dumb episode. Even with the Serbs, they hit back. Well, they hit back because of what the dad did when the dad shut up their people. So
Right.
now all of a sudden Tommy's in the middle and the dad is blaming it all on Tommy. But the Serbs still got beef with the dad in them. So why not Tommy go get some muscle and chill on their side? Is either you on their side or not? You know what I mean? You ain't got no help.
Right.
Why don't they just get in this fucking car and get out of town?
Exactly. And the thing is, all they have to do is have simple conversations with each other. If they would have had simple conversations with each other, all this shit would have been squashed. Now the daughter know that Tommy ain't having involvement in her brother getting killed. Cause it don't make any sense, because he could have been killed him.
And then when he asked about the girl and she didn't make it, you see his eyes got watery.
Right.
So if he didn't give a shit, why would he even ask about the girl?
Exactly.
Yeah, it was a lot of stupid shit.
Dale, how'd you like Snowfall?
Snowfall.
The letting that dude come to that wedding reception. Like, they ain't friends like that. Why would you bring
I
him
said the
there?
same thing. I said, why is these people at the wedding when they're not even your friend?
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah,
Right.
that was stupid as shit. That whole episode, I didn't like that whole episode, to tell you the truth.
Why? Because everybody was high?
Yeah, it was just like everybody just high off of the chocolates and shit. It was maybe like a couple people that wasn't. For the most part, everybody just high on stupid street.
Yeah. The former crackhead girl, she was allergic to chocolate, so she wasn't high. But everybody else seemed to be high. And then we got the pro wrestler rolling around on the ground.
Mhm. like what is that they what? Because this is more than just weed. I don't know what they got going on because they doing some dumb shit. Like even at the wedding, you seen like people in the background banging. It's like, damn, look at them over here just banging and everybody walking past like it ain't nothing.
Yeah, it was.
This is just that's just stupid.
It was acid, LSD, and they say the more you take, that's when you start hallucinating and all that shit. So Franklin had a little plate full of
Mhm.
so that's why he was tripping like that, because they say that the more you take, the more you start flipping out like that.
Yeah, I
Yes.
just people walking around high and not even know they high. Like you know when you high. Oh
Mhm.
shit, it must have been something I ate. You know what I mean?
Well, the other gangster dude that was there, he said it. He said that, man, this ain't no weed. You know, this is some acid or whatever he said.
Mhm.
The one that was fighting the country cousin. Is the country cousin the same guy from Power?
Yep.
Oh, okay. He don't
I said,
look the
damn.
same.
I said, damn, he double dipping, but this time he got the fixed ear.
Right. So yeah, and then so now we got that now Franklin knows that auntie. Well, I guess the uncle too, but the uncle's like in between, that auntie had turned on him.
Well, I don't understand. The aunt called my man up, the white boy with the drugs. The white boy with the drugs would have never gave him the weed on the side with Franklin like that. Like he should have been like, I only fucking with Franklin. I don't want to get involved in y'all shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
And
for
then-
him,
go ahead. Go
well,
ahead.
I was gonna say for him to hook the aunt up, that just goes against everything he said throughout the whole show since we've been watching.
Mm-hmm. And then if I'm the white dude, I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm telling that you're doing this. You know, I'm telling you, right? Because this fucks up his business.
Exactly. So that's why he wouldn't have never got involved to begin with.
Right. And I'm like, well, okay, I'm gonna say no. And next time I talk to Franklin, I'm gonna tell him right what you was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And now, how would the girlfriend know Kane?
I don't know.
So
There's something going on. There's something going on, definitely.
Right.
She come in there and she like, could you put the cigarette out? Barking the orders and shit. Like,
yeah, something's going on there with her. I don't know. Is she a agent or just another or just a street person? I don't know. It's one or the other.
And I thought the mom was gonna blow up the spot when she snapped at the guy at the I don't know what he is, a hitman or CIA or what he is.
Right. Mm-hmm. So what else that was on there? I was just about to say something too. Oh, and how about how when the white dude breaks into Franklin's house and start taking how he get in the safe like that?
I don't know. It's stupid because like you got this much money and this going on and people are after you, but you don't have no security system set up at your house. They never do that in none of these movies and shows we watch. Nobody never have security, but they be having drugs, money, all types of shit at the house.
Well, here's the question: is this a house or a condo?
I thought it was a house, but I don't know.
See, I thought it was a condo because a condo got concierge desks, and they would know who's coming in and out of there.
Yeah, it's just weird how they had so many holes in stories like that. So my man is so high that he can pick up the phone, page the bull, then call him back and talk to him on the phone. It's either me or you.
Right.
Like that goes against everything else that you just showed us of him being high, just talking in the bathroom. Now you're actually making pages and phone calls and shit. That's beyond just the high shit.
Right. And see, I thought that shit was going on in his head until they showed the cop.
Right.
The cop
and it would have made more sense if it was in his head because it went right along with the rest of the bullshit that was in his head. But then he made it seem like it was a real call. So that's what it seemed like. Hold on now. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the kicker. Now he's an agent, right? Why do he got this girl hanging around with him now?
I don't know.
And he's like listening to shit he say.
She crazy because she nursed him back to health, and then she'll just be sitting in the car talking shit on her speakers and touching herself and all this stuff. It's like, what is she doing?
Right. And like getting involved in cop business. And our cop, he doesn't answer to anybody. He's just on his own, huh?
No, he answered to somebody.
But the person that don't know all this shit that he doing.
Right. Well, they just know. Remember when they took him off for a while and they had the other guy and they got killed.
Right.
Remember the other guy? So it's somebody that's over him. But they just let him he got like free reign to do what he want, as long as he's still getting that money or whatever.
Right. So this was the 8th episode of Snowfall, right? So we got 2 more weeks of that, and next week is our last episode of Power. Now, have you watched the LA Lakers TV show?
No, I keep forgetting about that one too.
Yeah, good. That's a good show. They're showing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar how he's a big ass asshole. He's a complete asshole.
I can believe it.
Yeah, it's from the book. It's the book that I told you about. The author Jeff Perlman. It's based off his book. It's based off the story is based off his book. And The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray. Have you watched that with Samuel L. Jackson?
What is it?
The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray.
No.
It's about Samuel L. Jackson's in it. He's Ptolemy Gray. He has dementia, and he got with the doctor. He got with this doctor, and the doctor gave him some medication, where as though he can retrieve his memories back, and but it's temporarily. Like you can, after it wears out, you're going to get worse than you already are, or you could die. So the guy that was taking care of him. It was his cousin, I think, and he was taking care of him, and he died. So Ptolemy want to find out who did it. So that's one of the reasons why he took the medication, because he want to find out who did it. And so the story is about him trying to find out, and there's also interaction with him and the young girl. The young girl he calls his niece, but they're not really related. So there, trials and tribulations about that. It's a good show. It's 6 episodes. I think last week was the season finale, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't watched it yet. Well, I haven't watched the
Yeah,
last
I
episode.
put it in the queue, and I put it in also. That's what I was doing on my phone. I put that in the queue. I put the Lakers, and then I put the other one we just talking about.
Undisputed. Kurt Warner was the quarterback. I couldn't remember his name. Yeah. So, any TV shows or movies that you watched lately?
I've been just watching like the TV shows with my wife. She got me watching these crazy joints like what's the one? Love After Lockup. Did you see when the boy got knocked out?
No.
Oh my God. So the girl, she getting out of jail, but you know when you getting out of jail, you have to have a house to go to on file.
Right.
So she got her boyfriend that's been hitting her up since she's been in jail. She's supposed to go to his house. So she told him don't come pick. First he's supposed to pick her up when she get released. Then she say don't come pick me up. He goes anyway. When he go anyway, she got another guy coming to get her. So the guy looked just like him. They both slim white guys who got beards with the hat on backwards. Look the same. But the boy roll up in his truck. She walked past. She see her boyfriend there that she's supposed to live with. Like his house is on file. You have to be there. She walks right past his car to get in the car. He like, oh, this is what we doing. This so next thing you know, the two dudes are arguing. The boy get out of the car, walk over to him. They right in each other's face. So he's like, yeah, what you gonna do, little guy? You know, guy calling him little. They about the same size. I guess the guy a little bit taller than him. So he did the damn Chris Rock joint. He got his hands behind his back. The boy like, I'll knock you out. So the boy put his hands behind. I'm like, what you gonna do? And he like leaned forward with his chin. The boy punched him right in his face. Bam. He hit the deck, smacked his head on the concrete, shit swelling up, and he get in his car like, yo, you better pick him up. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn.
Now, was this week's episode? Was that this week's episode?
That was last week's episode.
Okay, but that's definitely gonna be on our TikTok.
Oh shit, you gotta see it.
like the negative the Freed one. That's definitely gonna be on the TikTok.
That shit funny too when you put it up there like that. So, he got cracked right in his face. And how about after he got cracked in his face and they nursed him back up and took him in, baby concussion and all this shit? She don't want nothing to do with the guy. So then the boy all upset. I think he started crying too. She goes back with the other boy, the winner of the fight. So the boy like, damn. So what you was going?
How does this lady look?
Plain Jane to me. I mean, she's not ugly, but she's not fine. I mean, she's just a plain white girl.
Okay,
but so when she called him back up, he like a dummy go over there, and that made Shay mad. She's like, I can't believe he went back to her or whatever. So he like, well, what you was going to do? Because you're supposed to come to my crib. You was going to have this guy bring you back to my house anyway. And I guess she's like, yeah, whatever. It's a crazy show. That one and what's the other one?
Married at First
Sight.
Now, what you think about that this week?
I don't know. I saw like half of it. I can't remember what happened at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw with Elijah. He got a lot of fucking bad heat too on social media, but I didn't see him saying nothing wrong. If the lady didn't really say anything to help their relationship, why would she get mad at him saying that?
Well, personally, me myself, is pretty much what I was saying about the what we was talking about power. If you two adults, if y'all can't sit in a room and discuss everything out, all these damn problems will go away. It's the same thing we was talking about the dating app thing. If he would just came at her like a regular person and asked her about it, she can explain what happened, why she had it on there. And it was pretty much, she explained it the way you always say about how women don't never delete stuff off their phone. She wasn't even registered to it. She said when you open it, all to do is it has to, with your login and all that.
No. So that, to me, that makes it worse, because if you took the time out to delete your profile off of it, then why you got the app? Same time you deleted, same time when you deleted your profile, you could have just deleted the app.
Okay, so when did she delete the profile? When she delete the profile? See, that's what I'm saying. You don't know. That could have been last year.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if you got the mindset that I'm gonna delete my profile, then you delete the app. You don't delete half of it. You delete the profile, you delete the app. You don't delete the profile but keep the app. It don't. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she could have been a single woman.
Go ahead. Well, if you're single and that's what you're gonna do, then there ain't no need on deleting your profile.
All right, she probably said, I ain't getting nothing here. Let me delete this shit. But she's probably still kept it on there.
Well, why? If you're going to delete the profile, then you delete the app. You don't delete the profile and keep the app.
What did you say? It's the same shit to you always say. That women never delete stuff off their phone. They still have old apps that they don't use. She probably deleted it
Yes,
and kept the app on the phone.
right. No. See, we talking about something different when it comes to marriages. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my wife ain't got no dating apps. I ain't got no dating apps. Like, you
Who
don't have
knows? She
dating
probably
apps when
wasn't
you're married.
married. She wasn't married at the time. They just got married like during 2-3 weeks ago. She wasn't
She
married at
should
the
have
time.
deleted. The other girls just talking about that. One of them girls in the house was talking about how she deleted all her apps, and then the other dude say, "Yeah, I deleted all mine too." And Elijah deleted all his. That's what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on his side on that one, but they make him out to be the bad guy. As soon as she get to crying on TV, everybody's saying they fear for her and he aggressive and all this stuff. Like, yeah, whatever.
He's not a bad guy. It's just that he just doesn't know how to communicate. I don't know if it's because he has that attention deficit or hyper whatever mental condition he have. I don't know if it's that. Just doesn't know how to communicate. All he had to do is just ask her, "Well, what's up with this?" That's it. You know, it's nothing to really hoot and holler about. And
But
my main thing,
they making it seem like he brought it up to embarrass her at the meeting. But somebody asked him about how's everything going at the meeting. If he was going to be honest, that's how he felt at the time. It's not like he just brought it up out the blue. They came around and asked him that, so that's why he gave out that type of negative vibe. I mean, he didn't have to go that route, but it is what it is. If you want him to be honest,
and
we're
my
supposed to
thing,
say everything is good and dandy, and then go back and start fussing at her about it.
my thing is what's disturbing to me is them two and the other black couple haven't done it yet. What's the holdup?
Somebody lying.
oh yeah, because I thought that
Not the other couple, because the other girl, she don't even like the bull. He can't even hold her hand.
Right.
But I think Elijah and that girl, I think they already rocked and rolled.
Well, when she was talking to the pastor, and I think they done stuff orally, but they probably never done the penetration.
Talking about Elijah.
Yes.
See, I think they went all the way, because first of all, why they got handcuffs and stuff like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why they all up in the bed cuddling and hugging and talking that shit? You know, you're gonna keep doing that every night, and something's gonna pop off.
Right. Mm-hmm. And do you ever notice she never wear pants? It's always it's always tight. Katina is her name.
Katina, yeah. No, I never noticed that.
It's always those fitness pants, yoga pants. She wears that's all she wears all the time.
I haven't even noticed.
Anything else? Any other TV movies?
I did watch Moon Knight.
Oh, what you think?
I watched the first 2 episodes. I thought the first episode was good. Then the second episode was bullshit, so it really turned me off.
It's well, when it comes to these Marvel shows, you know, they always do that. They always got like a filler type episode. Then they'll pick up at the end. When it comes to these shows, you gotta just stay with it. Well, I agree with you too, because every time I put the second episode on, I always fell asleep.
Right. So that's what Shay said. She was like, "You put this stuff on, you ain't even watch it." I'm like, "Yeah, I watched it," but I was like, my eyes was open, but my brain wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't even tell you what happened, because I didn't like what was going on in it. It's almost, and I don't like the way they got this guy either. He's almost like Mr. Bean, but he's a superhero. Like, well, goddamn, why all our superheroes got to be the fucking nerd, the wimpy kid, the puny kid, and then they become the superhero? Why can't it be just a regular good tough guy or regular Joe, and then he becomes a superhero? It's always they make him the worst. Even with like Captain America, he was the smallest, skinny, puny guy, and then he becomes Captain America. And Spider-Man, the little nerdy, puny kid, then he becomes Spider-Man. It's like, damn, can we get a regular dude? Now this guy's like Mr. Bean, but then he's supposed to be Moon Knight.
That's the comic book character. He has multiple personalities. And
I'm not talking about the multiple. I'm just talking about his everyday character. He's like this fucking clumsy weirdo type dude.
And the suit is also a comic book character. Also, when the guy was asked, when the other person asked him about what suit is this, yeah, that's
talking about with the dress suit.
Yeah, that's he's not as powerful as he go full Moon Knight, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, and then that threw me off too, because I'm like, well, who this fucking retarded dude now? He ain't Moon Knight. Who the fuck is he?
Yeah.
So the second episode was just weak as shit to me. I thought the first episode was pretty good, but then the second one was just weak. Now I got to go back and watch it to see what the hell, like, I couldn't pick up the pieces on.
Right, because yeah, every time I put it on, I had fell asleep. The second episode of Halo was like that also. The first episode was good. The second episode was every time I put it on, I always fell asleep. I had to force myself to watch it all. Because it's nothing happened. The first episode, there was a lot of action going on. The second episode, nothing really happened. I don't know how this third episode was this week. I haven't watched it yet.
And with Moon Knight, like, why is he handcuffing himself to the bed? And what's the blue tape on the door for? Like, if you want to go through the door, that little tape ain't stopping nothing. And when you got to saying, the thing is his body doing something, or is it all in his mind? Like, or is you having an out of body experience? But no matter what the case may be, your body will still be laying in the bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, his body is doing something. That's why I guess he chained himself there so he won't leave. Because remember how when people were asking, like, "Hey, yeah, I know you. Yeah, we did whoop-de-whooping," and he don't know what the hell they talking about. So that's why.
Right. So what I'm saying is, if he's having an out of body experience, then I mean his body would just be staying there and it won't be moving. But if his body is moving, he's chaining himself up and doing assault every night, and he's still leaving. So what the fuck?
Yeah.
You can't win either way.
Yeah. And the fish, did he change the fish and got another fish?
The fuck if I know.
Yeah. Anything else?
I watched Naked and Afraid. That's my show. It was Legends with a rookie. So they match up with somebody that's been an expert that done a few different shows, you know what I mean, that did all the surviving. So they had a girl on the show. She was a legend. The first day she said her feet hurt and she was bitching about her feet. The second day she steps on coal and go home. I'm like, what kind of fucking legend is this, man? She was pissing me off because first off, she wasn't a legend to begin with. Even though she survived some challenges and stuff and she was good at surviving, she wasn't like one of the strong ones. You know what I mean? So when she came out, she was like, yeah, I got the rookie and I want to like show him ways, this and that. And she like just reaches in the water and grab a damn catfish. But I'm like, okay, she got skills. She knows what she's doing. But she just kept complaining about her feet. I'm like, well, she didn't step on nothing. She walked, everybody walking. So what the fuck is the problem? And then the next day she steps on hot coal and then she got to leave. Well, the guy, he stepped on hot coal and he ate that shit and he fucking traveled on. You know what I mean? First off, you know where your fire is at. There's not a lot of fires around. So why would you walk near the coal? She full of shit and she just wanted to go home. And that kind of pissed me off because now you got a rookie that was supposed to lean on a legend and he's by himself. So then he had to go by himself for like 3 days before he can link up with other tribes and shit.
Right. Any movies?
I don't think I watched any movies lately that I can think of offhand.
Same here. I haven't watched anything other than I talked about the Respect movie. That was the last thing I looked at.
I don't think I've seen any movies. I watched a couple of little shows here and there, but that's it.
Yeah, but watch that Lakers and give us your thoughts.
Is it over with?
No, this got to be about maybe the 4th or 5th episode. Maybe
I just put it on my queue, so I put it on my queue, so I'll check it out.
Whatever, everybody. You can reach us on Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok at P&L Judgmentals, Instagram at _judgmentals, or you can email us at pnljudgmentals@gmail.com. So, all right, food.
All right, peace out.
All right, y'all. Have a good day.
Fuck you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? I can tell you're mad at me just by how your face look. You can check the status on my level, not my Facebook. Comments on my photos, that's why I stay on the low. Most of y'all is associates, so I be on my dolo. Hold up, woke that, whoa, hold the phone. You think all I do is rap? I can do it on my own. That's why I produce the track. Don't wonder where my crew is at. They'll be back. Niggas see me walking on the block and look like, who is that? Who is that? People always wanna know where my friends is at, like we attached. I don't need no crew to produce this.